Hello everyone and welcome to episode 20 of my World of Warcraft Let's Play, where we are playing as a human mage leveling from level 1 to level 60. Today I want to do a few different things, but starting off at the start of the episode here, I kind of just want to go over really quickly that in between this episode and the last episode I did a little bit of stuff where I just went back to Stormwind, I cleared out my inventory, I put a few things up on the auction house, and I leveled my tailoring skill. And with leveling up my tailoring skill, I learned a few new recipes, two of which I want to create at the start of the episode here. So first, I want to create these heavy woolen pants, which is just some basic cloth pants that has 31 armor, 3 intellect, and 6 spirit. It is better than what we currently have equipped. So let's go ahead and create this real quick. It takes a long time to create this because it's kind of considered like a good item, because this is definitely a good item for where we are at in the game right now. I am currently tailoring level 110. After this, I should be 112, so getting a little bit closer to 125, which is like the next big milestone in tailoring. But I created the pants. Now let's create these double stitch woolen shoulders, which is the first shoulder pads that we are going to be coming across in this game, and it looks like that. Nothing too fancy, but definitely another piece of armor that we can put in to our armor slots. And this is what the pants look like. Let's go ahead and equip the shoulders too, and we are looking definitely something. Let's go ahead and take a look at our little hero page armor menu here, and you can see I still have a few slots left to get some items for. I don't have any finger items, no trinkets, no necklace, no headpiece, and no tabard. Though tabard is mostly a cosmetic thing, but I'll go ahead and I'll just sell these pants to this merchant here. And I guess while we are here, I'm going to go ahead and check the engineering vendor over here, see if he is selling a bronze tube. He most likely is not, but we can go ahead and just try anyways. Looking at his page, he is selling a bronze framework, which is kind of close to a bronze tube. He definitely has different items than the last time that we looked. He has a blank parchment there. I don't remember that item, but he has no bronze tube. So let's go ahead and continue on with our questing experience. So we have done a lot of quests on Duskwood, and I think I'm going to go ahead and take a break, and I'm going to go ahead and head over to Redridge Mountains, which actually I've had my Hearthstone set to Lakeshire for the last several episodes, and I've actually hearthed to Lakeshire and then took a flight path to Darkshire to get back here to turn this in quests a couple of the times where I've been over in Ravenhill Cemetery and I came back to Darkshire. Let's go ahead, just Hearthstone to Lakeshire, and let's go ahead and figure out exactly which quests we want to do. Looking at my map, there are about 4 different quests that I'm kind of looking at, and I'm looking at the Solomon's Law quest, the Blackrock Menace quest. There is a quest to fight Lieutenant Fangor. However, he is very high level, but we might be able to defeat him. And then we also have the old lion statue for a watchful eye from the Tower of Azora, where I forget the wizard's name in the tower, but we picked up a quest there. So let's go ahead and run north out of Lakeshire, and we're going to be heading northeast to a new area that we not have explored yet. We are going to be heading towards an old keep that we have seen for several episodes now on the edge of Lake Everstow here. Let's go ahead and get kind of close to it. We're not going to get exactly into the keep because it is definitely a very high level area, and I think it's also considered an elite area, and we don't want to mess around with that, and it's probably not going to be something I'll look at all in this series, but we can still get a little bit of a peek at it. Elite quests generally require 5 people in a perfect scenario, though typically you could probably do it with 2 or 3, and then there's some classes with some builds with some people being really good at the game that are able to do some elite quests by themselves. Namely, I think paladins tend to be really good at it, or warlocks as well, but we are a mage, which might be able to do some, but I'm just not going to go ahead and even bother with that area, especially since I think the final boss of that area is 4 mobs altogether, so I'm just not going to even try with that. Let's go ahead and fight some more Blackrock Orcs, which we have seen some of, especially when we were in the southeast corner of this map, but I don't think we really fought Orcs yet in this Let's Play series. So these are Blackrock Orcs, which make their home in Blackrock Mountain, where they settled down when they came from Draenor during the First War and the Second War, where they spent a lot of time just conquering human lands, and then the Blackrock tribe settled down in that mountain. And while there has been a lot of history with orcs that has happened since that time, those Blackrock Orcs are still there, and they're still being a pest, and a little bit more than a pest in some situations, to the humans here in the Kingdom of Stormwind. It looks like the Blackrock Orcs have kind of cut off access to this lumber mill here, where there doesn't seem to be much activity going on here, and there's no humans around here, and the orcs are nearby, and there's a ton of spiders around here that I'm kind of just bobbing and weaving through. It looks like there are some practice lockpicks, and I think that is relevant if you were a rogue, especially like a human rogue. I think we got a tarantula on us. So if we were playing a rogue character, we might be coming through here and we might be exploring this mill in a little bit more detail. Let's go ahead and fight off this tarantula. There's a ton of tarantulas here. There's also a black dragon up there that is level 18. Those used to be very, very, very scary for us, but now not much of a threat at all. It feels good to like be continuously leveling throughout the world of Azeroth, because we are now level 23 and we can kind of go back to some of the earlier zones where we really struggled and we can just one-shot things. Like when I went back to Northshire Abbey and I kind of just one-shot one of the wargs around there. So there are a ton of Blackrock Orcs right here that we can go ahead and fight to gather some of their axes. I believe if we were to come a little bit further into this keep here, we would be seeing some elite mobs. So Blackrock Sentry right there, level 22, it's an elite mob, but we are not going to be dealing with that at all. And we just discovered Stonewatch. So Stonewatch Keep is this big massive keep here that was important for the Alliance, but is currently controlled by the orcs. If you come over here, we have another player over here fighting some gnolls, and we can just work on getting some Shadowhide pendants, and we can take a look at the two special quests that we have over here in this area, one of which has to do with that tower that we see right there, and another has to do with the high ranking gnoll, which we can go ahead and work our way over towards over here. There are a ton of gnolls. They like to be in huge camps together, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to kind of clear my way over to the boss over here, and we might be able to have this player help us as well. Let's go ahead and have our first engagement here with a level 25, and I just noticed there's a camp very close by right there, which is a little concerning. So I'm a little bit concerned about our ability to complete this quest, because I thought it was like a little bit lower level, but I guess not. Maybe this one in particular is definitely high level, though we are definitely pretty close to level 24, which I think is going to be good for us to be able to get a level up where not only will we be stronger, but we might be able to get a nice boost and in recovery of our health and mana. Let's go ahead and fight the Shadowhide brute right here. There's a level 26 Shadowhide Dark Weaver right there. I am probably going to ignore that at all costs. This one dead. Let's go ahead and poke our head over here. If you look at our map, it looks like Fangor should be right around here. I don't see him exactly right here. So, oh, there's Lieutenant Fangor, level 26. So let's go ahead and let's heal up. And it looks like he has a ton of gnolls around him. So we might have to wait for him to be in an opportune position for us to pull. Or I think like right there would have been like a good time. Let's try to get this brute out of the way first. So let's wait for this brute to wander off a bit. And then let's try our hardest. This is definitely tough. Okay, I think I kind of see an opportunity right here. I was very far away. And I have 4 gnolls on me right now, so I'm just going to run away. I have 5 gnolls on me. I might be able to, like, maybe keep Fangor in combat here. Let's go ahead and just run a little bit more this way. I'm hoping these... Oh, okay. It looks like they all got off on me. I think if I had Fire Blast Fangor one more time, he might have stayed connected. But let's go ahead and run back over here and see if he can find out. So no matter what we do, we might be in a situation where we cannot pull him by himself, which is like not great. Let's go ahead and deal with this brute real quick, because I noticed he pulled with when we pulled Fangor. So let's go ahead and just defeat him first. I'm kind of hoping that player that we were playing with kind of shows up a little bit here, but I don't see him around, and that would have been a good opportunity to attack that brute, but alas, we did not. But now he's kind of here. We got a Shadowhide pendant, that's nice. Let's go ahead and pull this brute and see what happens. So they all 4 got pulled. So I might be trying something that I don't have a lot of experience in, but it is very overpowered, so we are going to be trying this for like the first time. So we are Frost Mages, And we have a lot of access to special abilities that are very good at controlling the enemies that we are fighting and slowing them down and dealing a ton of damage to them. Looks like this warrior will respawn. Let's go ahead and just pull the warrior real quick. Get the warrior out of the way here. So I am going to be trying to just slowly group up all these enemies, and I might have to be very smart here. I've never done this before in my entire history of playing World of Warcraft, but what I'm going to try to do is, I really wish I could attack this brute right now. Oh no. Okay, that's, oh, this warrior's still alive. Okay, let's try to loot this real quick, and then I'll just back off over here. Okay, let me heal up real quick. I feel like I keep trying to explain and then something happens. I'm going to try to use Blizzard on them to slowly deal a ton of damage to them over time, and I say that. Okay, they're back together. I'm just not getting a good situation here. Okay, let us wait for a good opportunity. Let's call that a good opportunity, and that is a good opportunity right there. We got the brute all by himself. So let's go ahead and fight this brute real quick. I believe the Starkweaver and the Slayer is going to attack us no matter what we do. So we are going to have to deal with them no matter what. So let's go ahead and try using Blizzard on them, and then I can kite them around with Blizzard and Frost Nova, and then I can use my Evocation ability if I run out of mana. And I could also use Cold Snap in order to regenerate my Frost Nova just in case. Might be good if I use Dampen Magic in this situation, and maybe this Mana Shield. Let's go ahead and just regenerate my mana really quickly again. And then I see, let's try this. I've never done this. Let's go ahead and practice this. And it looks like Fangor did not get attacked by my Blizzard there. I'm not entirely sure what's up. There's a warrior here with us now. I don't know why. Let's go ahead and Frost Nova. Fangor just does not want to be left alone. Let's go ahead and try to get some hits on Fangor real quick. And then let's go ahead and come this way a little bit. And then maybe use my Frost Nova. And then let's go ahead and use my... Oh, he's immune. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna hope. Okay, Mana Potion. Fire Blast. Okay. Okay, I killed him. I did not do anything that I said I was going to do, or I expected I was going to do. I was going to run that way, but there's a no right there. So let's try to get out of here. Oh no. They were like starting to run away, but he attacked me with one Shadow Bolt left. So let's go ahead and run back, and hopefully we can loot. It's on the entire other side of the map, but let's go ahead and just try to loot this mob, and then I think we will be done with that quest. So I have returned to my body, and it looks like for now Fangor is still sitting here. I'm going to frantically run over here, loot him, and we got his paw, and we have successfully completed that quest. So let's go ahead and just regenerate real quick, and then let's go ahead and move on with our next quest. So very conveniently, our next quest has to do with this old lion statue that's right here. So let's go ahead and interact with this statue. And then we are placing this Glyph of Azora here, so the wizards in Elven Forest can spy on the wizards here. So let's go ahead and place the glyph here. And now I'm being tasked to place another glyph inside of a tower near Stonewatch Keep. Elgalar is the person who is in this tower, and they are in contention with the Orcs. So let's go ahead and try to get some information on the Orcs. And this might be a quest that we're not able to complete. I'm not entirely sure. Let's go ahead and just work our way over there. But it is in the tower that has a bunch of elites around it. And I think I might know a way in my head where I'm able to do this. And it'll be very tough. And it might result with me dying once, maybe even twice. So let's go ahead and just try to get some Shadow Hide pendants while we are running over there, and then we will go ahead and try this out. So here is the tower at Stonewatch that we need to put the new glyph in, and there are a ton of orcs around. So my strategy and my idea that I have is I'm going to try to run as far up the tower as I can. I am most likely going to die, and I accept the fact that I'm probably going to die. I'm going to run back, I'm going to respawn. I'm going to hope that there's only one there's so many orcs, that there's only one orc at the top of the tower, and then I'll just polymorph them, and then try to just get the item real quick. But noticing how many orcs are in the tower, I feel like that is not going to be the case. So this might have been a worthless death. If it was, I might go ahead and just abandon the quest. Call it good. I don't really care too much about this quest or this quest chain at all, and we can just go ahead and move on with our life. We got a little bit of experience from turning in the first quest at the old lion statue. And now that I made the long journey all the way back from Lakeshire over here for like the second time now this episode, let's go ahead and run up to the top of the tower and see what information we can get. So we might not have died far enough up the tower. It looks like we might have. And looking here, it looks like there are 2 orcs at the top here, one of which is a shadow caster, and then there is a scout right there. So I think I might try a couple of things here. So I think I'm going to wait for this scout to go down, and then I'm going to Frost Nova. Let's go ahead and try this. Okay, I'm stressed. Okay, Frost Nova, and then do this really quickly. I'm gonna hope I'm out of range of the shadow caster. Looks like I am. And let's go ahead, turn this in, and it looks like that was everything for the quest. We did level up there, which is nice, I guess. Let's go. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I have to run back. Okay, well, time to run back. So it looks like if we had taken a moment to have read the quest text there, it would have directed us back to the old lion statue, so we can go ahead and work our way over there. But looking at that, it looks like it does a level 27 elite quest, which I might not end up doing, but I'm going to go ahead and pick it up anyways, and I will go ahead and just run back over around there and fight some gnolls so we can get some of those pendants that we have been slowly gathering this episode. So I got back here, I respawned, and I completed that quest. It wasn't pretty, but I got it done. So we actually leveled up to level 24 while we were doing that whole escapade in that tower. So that means we have a brand new talent point, and it is the last talent point that we need in order to complete this line, where next time we level up we'll have unlocked this line down here. And we have a ton of options. We are currently not working on any talents right now, so we can go into a brand new talent and work on one of those. And I've been looking at these and I'm trying to decide exactly which one I want. I think I might want to start transitioning into maybe some sort of shatter build, where I want to go into improved Frost Nova and then eventually down into shatter. And looking at that, it looks like I might want to get Frostbite as well. So increases your critical strike chance of all your spells against frozen targets by 10%. That'll eventually be 50%, I would guess. And then with Frostbite, whenever I cast Frostbolt against an enemy, it has a chance to freeze them because they are chilled. And then I believe when they get frozen, we'll then have a chance to just shatter. So I think I'm going to want to start working on just doing Frostbite and then improved Frost Nova potentially, and then go down to shatter. Realistically, there are a ton of talents in here that I want to get, and I might be putting most of my talent points into Frost even if I get the final talent beforehand. So I might just be full on Frost Mage. But starting off now, I think I might go ahead and let's take a look at Frost Challenge. So this reduces mana cost of Frost spells by 5%, which might be something I want to get, but it might be something I get later on. And then Arctic Reach, definitely something I want to get. It increases the range of my Frostbolt so I can attack from even further away. So that might be nice. But I think just starting off, I might go ahead and just do Frost Nova, improved Frost Nova, which decreases the cooldown by 2 seconds, and then it'll be by 4 seconds once we put a second point in. So I feel pretty good about that, and we'll just work on becoming a complete and total Frost Mage. But let's take a look at Old Lion Statue here. And I believe there's a new quest here for us that we can go ahead and pick up. So this quest is really interesting. After much observation, I've discovered Morganth's plans. So Morganth is actually the name of the wizard, not Ilgalar. The tower is called the Tower of Ilgalar. He searches for the Scythe of Elune, and he may have found it. If he has, then the Redridge Mountains and the Kingdom of Stormwind will soon feel his dark might. I am not prepared to pit myself against Morganth, but I fear he must be dealt with now, so you must enter the Tower of Elgalar and face Morganth, defeat him, and bring me his Pendant of Shadow. Do this, and the kingdom will owe you much. And there are some nice shorter paths there that we can get. Let's take a look at these, and they are red. Very cool. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this quest. This is an elite quest, and we are probably not going to be able to do it for a very long time, if we do it at all. But we will definitely be coming back around here. But hopefully we will be coming back around here. But for now, let's go ahead and just gather some more pendants. So I have actually been playing the vanilla version of World of Warcraft a little bit recently outside of the Let's Play series, where there's been some like builds and some characters that I wanted to play for a while now, where I'm like, maybe I'll start working towards that a little bit. So one of those builds, and a lot of people who kind of understand this might be a little bit like, why are you doing this? But oh, Shadow Hide Slayer. But I've been really wanting to play a balanced druid. So most people in vanilla World of Warcraft, they play either a Pharaoh or a Restoration Druid, and nobody really plays balance. It's considered not that great, though it is honestly, when we're looking at like the grand scheme of things, it's like just alright. But it's definitely difficult to level with because you need a lot of mana for your balance skills, and I'm a little bit concerned about this Shadowhide Slayer. Slayer almost killed me, and I think I'm going to be fine. Let's go ahead and just use the wand here, and hopefully I'll get a Fire Blast off cooldown, and I did. He is running away. Leveled up my wand skill a couple times. It wasn't close at all. I definitely did not use a health potion there. But as I was saying, with Balanced Druid, you have to use a lot of mana to cast spells, so it's kind of inconvenient in that way. And I think Druid's like mana pool is like really low, but I think that's also good in a way because you don't need like as high level drinks in order to like restore your mana all the way. So I guess you can kind of save money, but you have to drink like more often. I'm not entirely sure. I've just barely started playing Druid, and I'm going to try playing Balanced Druid all the way through. I believe the Moonkin form actually exists in Vanilla WoW, I believe, and I'm excited to try that out and play with that a bunch. A couple of other builds that I'm interested in looking at in the future, one of which I might do if there's a new season's a Mastery season that comes out like maybe in December or next year, where I want to play the two other specializations for Mage, so Arcane Mage and Fire Mage, because most of the time when I play Mage, I just play Frost Mage, and I think that's true for a lot of people, where I think people tend to gravitate towards playing Frost Mage, because it's very good and considered like the best, I think, and I definitely have a ton of fun with it, but I really want to try Fire Mage specifically. I don't think Arcane would be a lot of fun, but I would play it a little bit just to like experience it a little bit. Maybe play the Mage on a race that I don't play too much, like potentially a Troll. I barely play Troll, but Fire Mage I'm definitely excited for, because I remember actually playing a little bit of Fire Mage like way back in the day when I was a little kid playing through World of Warcraft, where I had a ton of fun with like Pyroblast. I thought it was like such a cool ability, and honestly it is a really cool ability. So I'm getting attacked by a Dark Weaver on my right side, so I think I might be dead here. Let's go ahead and okay, that is inconvenient. I believe this is like the 4th time now I have come to Lakeshire, so let's go ahead and run back, I guess. I'm kind of scared for what my repair bill is going to look like when I get back to a repair merchant. I have made the journey all the way back here. Let's go ahead and loot this body really quickly, and my corpse was just laying there in the air. Let's go ahead and try to find a safe spot. But as I was saying, I am just kind of excited to try out some new things I've never played before. Fire Mage, one of them, Arcane Mage, one of them, Balanced Druid, one of them that I'm trying out right now, and I'll update you all on how I am enjoying it, if I manage to even get really far with it. My goal is to get the build complete for the most part, where I have a lot of like spell casting gear and I have the Boomkin, so we'll go ahead and see what it's like once I get to that point. Currently I'm like level 9, so I'm playing through the Night Elf starting area right now of Teldrassil, and I've been enjoying that as always, one of my favorite zones in the game, and one day we will be exploring there as well. And that was the last Shadowhide pendant I needed, so I am done with all of the quests right there. So let's go ahead and explore the southeastern area of Redridge a little bit, and we can try to get some axes. I'm not going to complete the quest, I'm going to just get a few, because I have another quest to complete alongside it, which is in the northwestern corner, but I want to take some time and explore this area here. So here we have a very interesting location. that I do not remember this place that well, but it looks like there is a leather armor merchant here with the horse, a skinning trainer, and leather working supplies. So let's go ahead and just take this opportunity to sell a couple of items here. And let's see, the skinning trainer would teach us skinning if we wanted. This leather armor merchant can actually repair our armor for us. So 9 silver, 68 copper. Very nice. And this is just a random camp in the middle of nowhere. There's actually 2 horses here. But let's go ahead and just continue and run past them and run down here into this valley, which I believe we have not explored any of this area, though we have been like nearby when we were fighting some carrions and some whelps. So we are now in Render's Valley, and there are some orc camps down here that we can fight, and that we can get some axes, and then we can head back to Lakeshire. Actually, it looks like we have explored this part of the map. It's kind of hard for me to tell, but it looks like that cave is detailed in, and we did not get the new like pop-up for you explored a new area when you enter this area. So I'm going to call it explored, but we'll still fight our way through here, and we'll head back to Lakeshire. So I've gone through this area a little bit. I've killed like almost maybe like 10 orcs, maybe like 8 or 9, and I've gotten 2 axes so far, which is good. This is the last orc on the edge here, and I got a 3rd axe, which is very nice. And I'm going to go ahead and call this area good, and I'm going to head back to Lakeshire where we can turn in our 2 quests there. This is the first time in the series where I have run from Lakeshire over to the eastern half of Redridge like 5 times. Now I am doing the opposite. Feels good. Back home in Lakeshire, let's go ahead and run into the town hall here where we can turn in these 2 quests, and hopefully we'll get a ton of rewards from them. And if we could just come in here, we can talk to the bailiff and the magistrate. So let's talk to the bailiff first to turn in our Shadowhide pendants and get 15 silver. Looks like that's the end of that quest there. And then we have one of our wanted posters here. We can go ahead and get him Fangor's Claw and get 40 silver there. Very nice. And that is also the end of that quest there. So we got, how much did I get from the bailiff? 15. We got 55 silver right there, which is very nice. But I'll go ahead and just clean up my inventory a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and call this episode good here. I hope you all enjoyed watching through this episode. I really enjoyed playing it, even though we tied multiple times. It was still a fun experience. But I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Remember, drink some water, check your posture, and subscribe. And I'll see you the next time in the world of Azeroth. Goodbye.